I never thought my 30th birthday would turn into the day my world cracked open like a fault line in the Arizona desert. We were out at this upscale steakhouse in Tucson. The kind with wooden beams overhead and views of the saguaro cactuses stretching out under a fiery sunset. The place was buzzing with that warm, southwestern charm, low-hanging lanterns casting a golden glow over the tables. The smell of mesquite-grilled ribs mingling with laughter. My husband, Ryan, had pulled out all the stops, a private corner booth, bottles of top-shelf Cabernet chilling in an ice bucket, and our family gathered around like we were in some feel-good Western flick. Ryan sat next to me, his calloused hand from years of ranch work resting on my thigh, giving it a gentle squeeze now and then. He'd always been strong, silent type, the guy who'd grown up herding cattle on his folks' spread outside Phoenix. We'd met at a rodeo festival 5 years back, and it was love at first sight, or so I thought. He was charming in that rugged way, with a smile that could melt the summer heat. Tonight, he was on his game, raising his glass for a toast. To my incredible wife, Emily, he said, his voice carrying over the chatter. His parents, Jack and Linda, quieted down, and my sister-in-law, Sarah, shot me one of her tight smiles. You're the heart of this family. Eminencia. Kind, tough as nails, and the best partner a man could ask for. Here's to 30 more years of sunsets and good times. Tears pricked my eyes as everyone clinked glasses. To Emily, they echoed. I felt like the luckiest woman in the Southwest, sipping that rich red wine that tasted like blackberries and oak. But then, out of nowhere, this young waitress, her name tag said Mia, leaned in to set down a basket of fresh tortillas. She was petite, with her dark hair tied back, moving like she was on autopilot. As she placed it, her fingers brushed mine, slipping a crumpled napkin into my palm. It was so subtle, I almost dropped it. Mia didn't make eye contact. She just straightened up and hurried off, her face as pale as the moon over the Sonoran Desert. My heart skipped a beat. What the hell? I thought, unfolding it under the table while Ryan launched into a story about our honeymoon hiking in the Grand Canyon. The note was scribbled in shaky blue ink. Don't drink that. Just 3 words. But they hit me like a rattlesnake bite. The room spun a little. The laughter faded. The air turned thick with the scent of spices and something sharper, like fear. I glanced around, Ryan's parents chuckling, Ryan animated as ever, Sarah watching me with that odd glint in her eye, like she was sizing up a rival at a county fair. The wine in my glass looked innocent, swirling dark and inviting. We were all drinking from the same bottle. Ryan had poured it himself. Paranoia? A prank? My mind raced. Mia's terrified expression stuck with me, though. I couldn't shake it. As Ryan wrapped up his tale, I forced a grin and raised my glass again. One more toast, I said, my voice steadier than I felt. To family, the folks who stick by you through thick and thin. They all lifted theirs, murmuring agreement. In that clatter of glasses, I made my move, a quick switch with Sarah's, our stems clinking just right to cover it. No one noticed. I took a pretend sip from her glass and set it down, my pulse thundering like a stampede. Foolish? Maybe. But those 3 minutes after felt eternal. Sarah downed a big gulp from what was now my glass, laughing at her dad's joke about old ranch hands. She started bragging about her new job at a tech startup in Scottsdale, then stopped mid-sentence. Her face went slack, eyes glazing over. The glass slipped from her hand, red wine staining the white tablecloth like a bad omen. She slumped forward, head hitting the table with a dull thud. Chaos erupted. Linda screamed. Jack jumped up, knocking over his chair. The restaurant's hum died, replaced by gasps from nearby tables. Ryan was on his feet, barking orders like he was back on the ranch. Call 911. She's got a condition, faints under stress sometimes. The manager rushed over, and paramedics arrived in what felt like seconds, their radios crackling. Through it all, I scanned for Mia. She was hovering by the kitchen doors, eyes locked on me with raw panic before she vanished. That glass, my original one, now empty beside Sarah, was key. As Ryan reached for it, saying, "Let me clear this." You look shook." I snatched it up.
"I've fine, isn't it?"
Clutching it like evidence. Our eyes met, and for a flash, I saw something cold in his, gone in an instant, replaced by concern. But it chilled me deeper than a winter night in the high desert. Earlier that day had been picture-perfect. I woke to the aroma of coffee and huevos rancheros wafting from our kitchen in our modest adobe-style home on the outskirts of Tucson. Ryan brought it on a tray with a wildflower he'd picked from the yard. "Happy birthday, darlin'," he said, kissing my forehead. "You're only gettin' better with age." We ate on the patio, watching the sun climb over the Catalina Mountains, laughing about syrup spills on the cushions. He surprised me with a turquoise necklace, handmade by a Navajo artisan, and a leather satchel I'd eyed at a local market. "Nothing's too good for you," he murmured. But a nagging doubt crept in around noon. Checking our joint account on my phone, I spotted a hefty withdrawal I didn't recognize. We'd always talked big spends. Ranch life taught us that. I found Ryan in his den, on a call. When he hung up, I asked casually, "Hey,
"Babe,
saw a transfer this morning. What's up with that?" He waved it off without looking. "Just business."
Eminência."
Don't sweat the small stuff. Focus on your big day. It stung. Like I was some fragile flower who couldn't handle numbers. I let it slide, not wanting to spoil things. Sarah called later, her voice sweet as prickly pear jelly, but with a thorn underneath. "Happy birthday."
"Sis."
Ryan's pulling out all the stops.
"Ha."
"You're one lucky gal." We chatted, but her digs about my easy life as a freelance graphic designer versus her high-stakes career left me uneasy. As evening hit, I slipped into the sundress Ryan bought, admiring the necklace in the mirror. He hugged me from behind. "You look stunning, like a desert bloom." But that shadow lingered, a gut feeling, like storm clouds gathering over the horizon. At the hospital, the waiting room was a fluorescent-lit purgatory. Sarah was in a coma, tox screen showing a massive dose of sedative, enough to kill. The doc pulled Ryan aside, mentioning police involvement, since it looked suspicious. Ryan stuck to his story. "She's been stressed, maybe an accidental OD." His calm was eerie, like he was directing a scene. I tried speaking up about the note, but they brushed me off as overwrought. Clutching that glass, I'd insisted on bagging it for safekeeping. I felt isolated, the desert wind howling in my mind. The drive home from the hospital was silent as a ghost town. Ryan gripped the wheel of our pickup, knuckles white, while I stared out at the passing cactuses, their spines sharp under the streetlights. His parents followed in their SUV, the family convoy a farce now. Back at our place, Linda collapsed on the couch, sobbing, while Jack paced, muttering about, "How could this happen?" Ryan played the pillar, pouring whiskeys and assuring them Sarah would pull through. But when our eyes met, that flicker returned, like a coyote eyeing prey. I excused myself to the bedroom, locking the door for the first time in our marriage. The note from Mia burned in my pocket.
"Who was she?"
Why risk everything? I paced the terracotta-tiled floor, piecing it together. The wine was meant for me. Ryan had poured mine specially, with a flourish. If I'd drunk it, I shuddered.
But why?
We weren't rich, but stable. Ryan managed his family's old ranch, turning it into a dude ranch for tourists. Or so I thought. Sleep evaded me. At dawn, I slipped out while Ryan snored. I drove back to the steakhouse, the morning sun baking the parking lot. The manager, a burly guy named Hank with a BOLO tie, recognized me. Rough night.
Mom.
How's your sister-in-law? Stable.
Elite.
I need to find Mia, the waitress. It's urgent, he sighed, wiping the bar. She quit yesterday morning. Said family emergency. Hightailed it out of town. Cops already asked. Her file's outdated. Bad address. Disconnected phone. My stomach dropped.
Gone. Just like that.
Proof vanishing into the desert dust. Deflated, I headed home, but detoured to the police station downtown. Detective Morales, a no-nonsense Latina with sharp eyes, took my statement. I handed over the bagged glass and note. This was meant for me, I insisted. I switched with Sarah by accident. She raised an eyebrow. That's quite a story, Mrs.
Hayes.
We'll test the residue. But motives? Evidence. I mentioned Ryan's brush-off on finances. She nodded, promising to look into it, but her tone screamed skepticism. Family dramas get messy. We'll be in touch. Back home, Ryan was up, making coffee like nothing happened. Where'd you run off to? He asked. Casual as can be. Just needed air, I mumbled. He pulled me into a hug, but it felt like a vice. We're gonna get through this.
Eminencia.
Sarah's tough. His words rang hollow. That night, after he crashed, I crept to his office, a converted shed with ranch ledgers and a laptop. Password, our wedding date.
Easy.
I dug through files. At first, nothing bills. Emails about horse rentals. Then, a hidden folder. Ops.
Inside.
Encrypted docs. I tried variations. His childhood horse's name.
Bucky.
Bingo. Bank statements from a secret account. Drained dry. Loans in his name only. Stacking up like tumbleweeds. Failed investments in some shady land deal gone south. We were drowning in debt. Hundreds of thousands. My heart hammered. The last file, a life insurance policy on me. $1.5 million. Beneficiary, Ryan. For accidental death. Taken out 4 months ago. It clicked. The withdrawal was probably premiums. The birthday surprise was my exit ticket. I printed it all. Hands shaking. Confrontation time. I stormed the bedroom, flipping on the light. What the hell is this? I thrust the papers at him. He blinked awake, confusion shifting to annoyance.
Ink.
Snooping? That's low. Low? This is a murder plan. His face hardened. You're paranoid. Insurance is smart, protecting us. Us. We're broke because of your secrets. He stood, towering. You don't get it. The ranch is tanking, bad seasons, competition. I was fixing it. By killing me? I yelled. He grabbed my arm, eyes blazing. Keep your voice down. You go blabbing. I'll paint you as the jealous nutcase who drugged Sarah out of spite. Who'd believe you over me? He shoved me back. I hit the dresser, bruising my hip. He stormed out. I crumpled,
Sobbing.
trapped in my own home, like a bird in a cage. Then my phone buzzed, an unknown text. I know the truth. Saw him spike the wine.
Meet me, Mia.
Relief flooded me. We set a rendezvous at Saguaro National Park tomorrow. Public. Open trails. I barricaded the door and waited for dawn. The park was alive with hikers under the relentless sun. Mia sat on a rock near a trailhead, looking frayed in jeans and a hoodie. "Thanks for coming," I said. She nodded, eyes scanning. "I couldn't let you face him alone." Her tale spilled. Her folks ran a small feed store in Phoenix. Ryan's family partnered on a supply deal, then bailed, leaving them bankrupt. Her dad spiraled into depression. She'd recognized Ryan at the restaurant, took the waitressing gig for cash. That night, on break in the alley, she overheard his call. Once she toasts with that special pour.
Debt's gone.
Looks like a heart thing, no questions. She'd seen him crush pills into my glass from his truck. Terrified, she wrote the note. After Sarah collapsed, she fled, but guilt brought her back. "I recorded the end of his call," she whispered. Playing it. Ryan's voice, all fixed after her birthday sip. Tragic overdose. Insurance pays out clean. Gold. Undeniable. With the audio, I marched to Morales. In her office, I played it. Her skepticism melted. "This changes everything." "We'll wire you," said a sting. "But stay safe, he's cornered now." The plan: invite the family for a healing dinner. Get him to confess on tape. Legal. By the book. No vigilante stuff. That night, I played remorseful wife. Called Ryan tearfully. "I'm sorry,
Babe.
stress got me. Let's have your folks over tomorrow, talk it out." He bought it. Voice softening. "Good idea.
Eminencia.
We'll fix this." The next evening, our dining room felt like a powder keg. I'd set the table with Southwestern flair, chili rubbed chicken, fresh salsa, tortillas trying to mimic normalcy. Ryan's parents arrived, Linda hugging me tightly, Jack gruff but concerned about Sarah, still comatose but stable. Ryan poured wines, his hand lingering on mine as he filled my glass. "To better days," he toasted, eyes searching mine. I smiled, stomach churning. Hidden under my shirt, a wire from Morales' team.
Parked discreetly nearby.
Conversation flowed awkwardly. Updates on Sarah's docs. Ranch woes. I steered it gently. "Ryan. About the finances. I saw those papers. We in deep." He tensed, glancing at his folks. "Not now."
Eminencia.
"But the insurance on me." "That was your fix." Linda gasped. "What?" Ryan's face darkened. "She's twisting things." "Yeah. We're struggling. Droughts hit hard. Loans piled up. Policies just precaution." I pressed. "Precaution? Or payout? You spiked my wine for it." He slammed his fist. "Damn it. Emily, you're delusional." Sarah must have taken something herself, stress from her job. Jack frowned.
Son.
"What's she mean?" Ryan snarled. "She's accusing me of poisoning her own sister? Crazy talk." But I had him. "Then explain this." I pulled out my phone, hit play on Mia's recording, his voice filling the room. Tragic overdose. Insurance pays out clean. Silence hit like a dust storm. Linda's eyes widened in horror. "Ryan."
No.
He froze, then deflated. "It wasn't supposed to." I was desperate. The ranch, our legacy, going under. Emily's policy was the out. But I never meant for Sarah. Tears streamed. "I love you."
Eminencia.
It got out of hand. Confession secured. The door burst open. Morales and officers stormed in. "Ryan Hayes." You're under arrest for attempted murder and poisoning. They cuffed him as he hung his head. Linda wailed. Jack stunned. As they led him away, Ryan looked back. I'm sorry. Help me.
Eminência.
I felt a pang, not hate, but pity. He'd cracked under pressure. But choices have consequences. The aftermath was a whirlwind. Sarah woke days later. Foggy but recovering, no permanent damage. Tests confirmed the sedative in her system matched residue on my glass. Ryan's trial was swift. Arizona law clear on attempted murder. He pled guilty to reduced charges, aggravated assault and fraud. Sentenced to 10 years. With therapy. His folks sold a ranch to pay debts, moving to a smaller place in Sedona. I visited Sarah in recovery. I'm so sorry, I said. She squeezed my hand. Not your fault. He fooled us all. We bonded over the betrayal, turning rivals into allies.
Mia testified anonymously.
Her courage inspiring. She started fresh, opening a food truck with insurance settlement help. As for me, I sold our house, moved to a cozy apartment in Flagstaff. Freelancing boomed. I channeled the trauma into designs for mental health awareness. Dating?
Not yet.
Trust takes time. In the weeks following the arrest, I dove into therapy myself. The counselor helped unpack the red flags I'd ignored, the dismissals, the isolation. It was a lesson in listening to that inner voice, the one that whispers when something's off. Ryan wrote from prison, apologetic letters about his gambling addiction fueling the debts. I forgave, but from afar, no visits. It was humane closure, not revenge. Life in the West teaches resilience, like those cactuses blooming after rain. I hiked the trails, finding peace in the vastness, vowing to build relationships on honesty, not illusions. Healing didn't come overnight. The media frenzy was brutal, local news dubbing it the desert poison plot. Reporters camped outside, hungry for soundbites. I stayed low, focusing on legal loose ends. Morales walked me through it. The DA built an airtight case with the audio, talks reports, and financial trails. No loopholes. Ryan's actions violated Arizona's poisoning statutes.
Clear as day.
His lawyer pushed for insanity, but the judge saw premeditation. Sarah's discharge was a turning point. We met at a cafe in Phoenix, under palm trees swaying in the breeze. I always envied you, she admitted over iced teas. Ryan doted on you like a queen. Made me feel second best. I nodded. And I thought you saw me as the outsider. The city girl crashing your family ranch. We laughed, tears mixing in. Turns out, Ryan pitted us subtly, divide and conquer. We vowed to rebuild. Weekly calls. Visits. She even helped me sort the ranch sale, turning it into a community preserve instead of condos. Humane touch, preserving legacy without greed. Mia reached out post-trial. You saved me too, she said over coffee. Her recording was pivotal. In return, I connected her with resources for her family's old debts. She thrived. Her truck serving fusion tacos at festivals. Karma's a boomerang, she quipped. An American twist on fate. Ryan's letters evolved, from excuses to reflection. Prison groups teaching me about choices. One read, I hurt the people I love most. I replied once, forgiveness is possible. But trust? That's earned. Light lesson, pressure breaks us if we don't seek help. He could have talked counseling, bankruptcy options. Instead, he schemed. I threw myself into community work, volunteering at a women's shelter in Tucson, sharing my story anonymously. Trust your gut, I'd say. And know the law's on your side. Report suspicions early. It empowered me, turning victim to advocate. One sunset. Hiking Sedona's red rocks. I felt free. The West's vast skies reminded me, storms pass, leaving clear views. No more perfect facades, just real, messy life. After the trial, I traveled, road trip through Utah's canyons, reflecting on our early days. Ryan and I bonded over stargazing,
Dreaming big.
Where did it sour? Therapy revealed his pride, rancher mentality. Handle it alone. Cultural nod. In the West, self-reliance is king, but it can isolate. Sarah and I planned a family retreat, minus Ryan. Jack and Linda joined, tentative at first. We shared stories around a campfire, healing riffs. Linda confessed ignoring Ryan's gambling signs. Lesson: families thrive on open talk, not silence. Mia invited me to her truck launch. Crowds raved. Your strength inspired this, she said. We became friends. Her optimism infectious. As winter hit, I dated casually, a kind teacher from Flagstaff.
Norus.
The experience taught balance. Love deeply, but protect yourself. Legal clarity helped. Knowing rights prevented worse. By spring, I bought a small cabin, planting a garden. Symbol of growth. Ryan's release? Distant future.
For now, peace.
Looking back, my 30th marked not an end, but a rebirth. The desert blooms after rare rains, resilient, beautiful.
So did I.
Advocacy grew. I spoke at conferences on domestic abuse, emphasizing legal recourse like protective orders. Don't wait for proof, gut feelings count. I'd urge. Citing Arizona's strong victim protections. Sarah remarried, a gentle accountant. We stood as each other's maids of honor, laughing about old jealousies. Her recovery full. She mentored at-risk youth, turning pain to purpose. Ryan served time productively, earning a degree in business ethics. Upon parole, he reached out humbly.
We met in a NUTRL cafe.
Guards of boundaries firm. I get it now, he said. Help exists, pride blinded me.
No reunión.
But civil coexistence. Light lesson. Redemption's possible with accountability. Forgiveness frees the forgiver. Mia expanded her business. Franchising. From waitress to boss, thanks to speaking up. Her story mirrored mine. Courage ripples. In my cabin, under starry skies, I wrote a memoir, anonymous, but healing. Friends gathered for my 31st, simple barbecue. Real laughs. No toasts needed, presence enough. The West shaped us, harsh yet forgiving. Trust wisely. Seek help early. Embrace humanity's flaws. That's the true legacy. Years on, I married again, a park ranger. Solid as oak. We adopted a dog. Hiked endlessly. Sarah's kids call me Aunt M. Ryan, remarried too. Running a small farm, ethically. Occasional holiday cards, no bitterness. The plot's humane twist. Instead of ruin, we all grew. Legal system worked fairly, emphasizing rehab over pure punishment. Lesson: in family dramas, communication prevents tragedies. Revenge? Nah, understanding heals. I visit the old steakhouse sometimes, toasting with water. Mia's there occasionally, swapping stories. Life's not perfect, but honest. And in the American West, that's gold.